Step number 1. Pack a bunch of snacks and your tripod. Oh, and don't forget your camera, as well as your camera bag. Step number 2. Get out of the house. Step number 3. Get in the car and drive to an epic hiking location. Step number 4, arrive at hiking location and get to the top of the mountain. We're going up there. Step number 5, as tiring as the hike gets, keep on going because the view and the pictures and all of that are so worth it. I've done this hike before, but I don't exactly remember if this is the correct way. I just passed by someone who kind of gave me directions, and all I remember is that this hike is really sketchy because when you get to the top, there's no actual trail. You're basically rock climbing, but hey, anything for the photo. Step number 6, once you get a little bit hot and sweaty, take off some of your clothes so you can get extra confident for your photos when it's time. Alright, I gotta admit, I'm pretty lost right now, but we're pretty close to the top, so we're gonna keep going. Alright, y'all, that's the top. This is where I am, and I have no idea where the path is. There is no path. I'm just going to the top. We're gonna make it. We're gonna do it. I'm not giving up. Step number 7, get lost and find your path, because getting lost in nature allows you to find yourself on the right path, and the right path leads to the right path of the perfect selfie, and that's what we're going for, my friends. Check it out, though. I got super lost. I started freaking out because that happened to me last time I was doing this hike, and I ended up having to climb a bunch of rocks. It was actually really scary, and people have died on this hike before. But let's get some B-roll, my friends. Step number 8, as hard as your path to success gets, keep on going, because life is like a rock climb. Sometimes you have big, tough boulders to climb. Sometimes it's easy, like just what happened. But look, nothing is stopping you between you and your perfect selfie. Just like nothing is stopping you between doing what you want to do in life. Because I believe in you, and you got this. Now let's fight to the top. And sometimes not giving up is the best thing you can do, because check it out. We got ourselves a path. Yes. Oh shoot. Yes. Let's go. We got a big rock. Wow. Yes. Okay, y'all. The hike is starting to get really hard. This is like quicksand, and we have a lot of it to go. But hey, I honestly don't know if we're on a path still. This does not look like a path. Alright, I think we made a slight detour, because remember these rocks right here from when we were at the bottom? Well, they're right there. I'm right here, and I gotta get up there. So we gotta make this trek right here. Alright, y'all, I'm standing on really thin ground right now. I have to get over this cliff and go over to that one in order to reach the peak. Sun sets, I don't know what time, but soon. Maybe we got this. Just to give you guys an idea, I have to use this like wood thing to get on here and here, all the way up there. Oh my gosh. Alright, y'all, I gotta admit, I'm kind of scared right now. This has to be the peak. It has to be. If it's not, I gotta turn back because this is dangerous. Y'all, I can't tell you how scared I was in that moment, but check it out. I recognize this. It's the peak, and look how high up we are. That is insane. That's wild, but awesome. Step number 9, take in your greatness, because you made it, my friend. You made it. Woo! Choo! Woo! Yes, look at this. Oh my gosh. Step number 10, eat a snack before you take a selfie, because you want to look alive and healthy before you take a selfie of yourself, and you want to be like replenished, and you want to be happy and have a natural smile in your selfie. So enjoy it. First thing we gotta do to take the photo is get the tripod set up. Right now I have it set on its top legs so that it has the most bearing it can get. If it was a lot windier than it is right now, I would weigh it down and put like a bag on it underneath, where I would put a bunch of rocks in my tripod bag and zip it, and then clip it to the tripod so that it doesn't blow away and it adds weight to the tripod. But right now it's not too windy, so we're gonna try to get this shot. And I'm gonna set up my camera right here so that we can get this shot right here. Let's get to it. All right, so I now have my camera on the tripod. First thing I wanna do is make sure all the settings are set at manual so that it doesn't autofocus or it doesn't automatically adjust ISO or exposure or anything like that, and we can get the photo that we want. Next thing we gotta do is make sure the tripod is super sturdy, so make it super tight so that it doesn't move. And then because we're doing a selfie and we're making it mostly for Instagram and whatnot, you wanna make it vertical. So once I start showing the pictures, they will be vertical instead of horizontal. Now that the camera is on there, I'm gonna take a couple of shots to get some test shots to see if it is autofocused correctly, if the ISO is good and all that, and we'll see what happens. It might take a couple tries, but once you get that one photo you're super happy with, it's amazing and perfect. And be sure to set the camera to 10-second timer, or the longest timer you can, because you won't have a lot of time to get into your pose. It's gonna take a lot of tries. Once you've got a couple photos that you're happy with, like I did, Yeah, just a couple. And before you head back down to edit your photos at home, it's time to get a couple of epic drone shots to make your friends jealous on Instagram. And don't worry, I'll tell you how to edit photos. Just hold on and watch these drone shots with me because they're gonna be awesome. Oh, and that is if you brought a drone, so make sure to bring a drone. Hope you all enjoyed those drone shots. Now let's get home and get some edits done. The sun just passed the mountain. It's getting kind of dark, so I really hope we get home soon. So the last time I did this hike, it was actually during the summer a couple of years ago, and it started hailing. It got really moisty and it got really foggy. That was in the summer. Today, we're in the winter and it was mostly sunny, but it's super cold. So I really need to get back ASAP because the sun is setting really quickly. You can see the sunset over there and we're in the mountains. And I really want to show you all how I edit my photos, especially my perfect selfies. So we'll get to those really soon. Also, why is it that when you're going up a mountain, when you're going up a hike, whoa, I almost fell. Maybe my statement doesn't stay true right now, but why is it that when you're going up a hike, when you're doing the hard part, it's super easy to get lost, it's super hard, it's super mind taxing and taxing on your body physically and mentally, but when you're going down, it's so much easier and you find the path you're supposed to take when you're going up. Yo, these are the rocks I climbed up 2 years ago to get to the peak right there. If I had known there was a hiking trail right next to it. I think it's a lot like life, you know? The journey to the top is not an easy one, but once you're there, you're able to look at the bottom and see all the ways you could have gotten to the top and teach others how to get to the top easier. So that way they too can reach the top and teach others to reach even higher heights. I don't know, I'm feeling philosophical right now because this hike was kind of strenuous and I haven't eaten much today. But yeah, you ever notice that? All right, let's get down this hike safely and get to those photo edits. Now, you may be thinking, Ian, this is cool and all, but why does your thumbnail say that you almost died? Did that actually happen? And the truth is, when I was on that cliff, that one that I zoomed in on, the one that I showed you with like the ambient music, that was one of the scariest moments of my entire life. Because even before that, I had to climb up this entire cliff with my 50-pound backpack and I couldn't film it because I had to have both hands open, and some of the rocks that I placed my foot on to climb up were falling out of the cliff and I would see little avalanches forming from those rocks. If I were to have made one small slip to fall off that cliff and fall down, I would either fall straight down to the ground from an entire high up mountain right onto the rocks and die from that, or I would step on a rock that was loosely into the cliff, slip and form an avalanche on my own with my own body, and that would of course cause me to die. And so the reason why I wanted to still make this video to show you all how I take my perfect selfies and how you can take one too is because I want to show you that it's not always easy and it does have risks if you're doing it my way. But if you do it smartly and go on a hike that already has hiking trails that is laid out perfectly for you to not make any mistakes, to not make any wrong routes or anything like that, then you will be safe and you will get that perfect selfie without any dangerous risks that I had to take on my own. So the next time I go on a hike, I'm definitely going to go with someone who is an expert of that hike, or I will make sure to download the hike on my phone before I go. All Trails is a really good app for that, and I will make sure that the hiking trail is perfectly marked so I don't get lost anywhere and I don't end up having to climb up an entire cliff to get to the peak that could result in a possible death. I hope this helps clear up any confusion you may have had throughout the video, but aside from that, this hike was amazing. I really enjoyed it and I have so much more footage to show you all. So let's get back to the hike and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, y'all, I'm going back in the, it's almost like dark out. I'm in the woods. It's dark in the woods, actually. Kind of freaky. Wow. I hope I get home. Alright, I finally got out of the deep part of the woods. When I tell you I ran, oh my gosh, I ran, y'all. And I have my tripod out for safety, just in case. And I'm getting most of my light from the moon. Alright, y'all, finally made it back to the car. Now we're ready for step 12, 13? I don't even remember. We'll just forget the steps for now. We're gonna go back home and get to the edits and take out all of the little rocks inside of my shoes because it is sandy in there. Oh my gosh. But y'all, I ran my butt off during that entire hike back. It was so scary. If you can look outside right now, it is pitch black outside. Jeez, that was scary. But hey, anything for the selfie and epic drone shots, am I right? So, how does a professional photographer edit his own selfies, or self-portraits per se? Well, I like to keep a simplistic look that doesn't saturate too much, doesn't mess up the colors too much, do any of that over dramatic kind of stuff. And so what I like to do is, I use Lightroom, a professional editing software, and I've taken all of my photos and I rank them. You're gonna have taken about like probably over 20, maybe over 50 photos, and you gotta choose them, right? So you can rank them by going into Lightroom and tapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and just ranking ranking. Like for example, I can rate this photo a 1, it'll be a 1. And if I want this photo, like I love this photo or something, I'll do a 3. And that way I know it's a 3 and I'll go over here. And so the photos I like the most, I'll give them the highest ratings. And so I gotta go through and choose my photos. So I like this one, I'll give it a 3. And then we need a couple with the jacket on because it's like sleek. Alright, there we go. So we've chosen a couple of photos that we really like, and I'm gonna go in and make them a little bit more picky. So I'll go to 5. Now I like this one a lot. Yeah, I really like the one with the back, so we're gonna go with this one. So I'll make this to 5, and then I'll delete all the rest. It's okay because I can import them again later. So I'll delete all of these, or just remove photos, and then we'll go ahead and focus on this one photo to edit as best as we can. So from here we're gonna go into develop and focus on our editing. For me, I like to start off by messing with the exposure. So we're gonna go ahead and mess with the exposure a little bit. I want to bring it up high enough to where the highlights aren't too blown out, and then I'm going to bring the contrast up a little bit. So we'll bring it to like an 11, bring the highlights down because it's way too blown out at the moment, and then bring the shadows a little bit higher because half of my face is in the shadows. Natural lighting is sometimes really hard to work with, especially when you're on the top of a mountain. And then we're gonna bring the whites down a little bit just because it is a little bit too overexposed, and then we'll go 41. So if you want to see before and after, this is before and this is after. Already a huge dramatic difference. And so let's do the shadows a little bit too high, so we're gonna bring that down. When you bring the shadows too high, you can bring out, you know, your face and everything, but it looks unnatural. So you want to try to keep it as natural as you can. So we'll bring it down a little bit. We'll do 15. I like to keep my numbers odd, and then we'll bring this down. The highlights, yeah, the highlights are just too much. We're just gonna bring it to a -91. Now let's bring the contrast down and see how it looks. A little bit better with less contrast, so we'll bring that down. Let's make sure our temperatures are good. Yeah, they're pretty good. Next thing I like to do is mess with the blue a little bit, bring it slightly over to a teal, so to -5. There we go. Sony, I use Sony, and Sony usually gets the oranges pretty good, so I'm gonna leave that there. And for saturation on the highlights, I like to bring it to a 31. It gives a little warm glow. And once we add color to it, you can see how it adds a little bit of color. And we'll do a 31 for the shadows, and we'll do a 5, just add it in a little bit. See how it looks with the 11. Oh, it's not bad. Now I'll bring it down to a 7. There we go. That looks good. And since Instagram is always in 4:5 crop mode, which is the best crop mode for photos at the moment until they do full-size photos, we gotta crop it to a 4:5 crop. So once we do that, we get this photo, and now we can work with the artistic values of it a little bit. So what I like to do to add a little more depth into the photo is gradients. So with the gradient selection, we're gonna bring this up and make our own little vignettes. So let's do -1.7. If you can hear my laptop right now, it's working hard because I have Final Cut Pro running in the background too. So I'm editing this video while I'm editing the photos. There we go. And we'll add one more gradient up higher, except this time we're gonna make it positive instead of negative. So it's not a vignette, it's kind of opposite of that. So we'll do maybe 0.1 and 1. There we go. And so before, after. Much different photo. If you want to, you can go in and, you know, make your eyes look a little bit cooler and whatnot. I have dark eyes. Sometimes I brighten them. So we'll go in here, do that. Maybe do like a 3. Doesn't really do much because the eyes are far away in this photo. But if we just draw a little line there, 3. Just add a little bit more depth into the photo. And there we have it. That is essentially what I used for this photo, which is the photo I used for the thumbnail on this video. And then for export settings, what you gotta do is go to File, Export, and then for me, I just put it into a random subfolder. Name it whatever you want to right here, and then custom text, I just name it my own name. You don't have to resize to fit it to anything. Keep the quality at 100. Resolution, I usually do 1111 because I like that number. It's my birthday number. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. When you export, just wait for it to export, and then we're gonna close this, and there we have the photo. This is essentially the same method I used for the thumbnail on this video for this photo and this photo. So with this photo, I took a selfie in a red tank top. I was just in my backyard, and I was like, okay, let's just get a cool photo, use it for whatever, you know, post it on my Instagram story or something. And this photo, I went out, I went for a long hike. I think I hiked about 8 hours into the mountains, and I went to the very top, saw this beautiful waterfall. The sun was too high up, so the shadows were too harsh when I got to it. So I just kept hiking up and up and up, and then once I came down, the sun was behind the mountains, and so they got a nice little overcast, and I was able to get the perfect lighting for me to sit in front of this waterfall and have it composed in a very well nice shot. That's what I do to take all my nature selfies and everything. Recovering the steps. Step number 1, get snacks, your tripod, your camera into a bag. Step 2, drive to a really awesome epic hiking location. Step 3, hike to the top top of the mountain because it always has the best views and best sights. Step 4, get a bunch of cool drone shots to show off to your friends on Instagram. And then step 5, get back safely. Step 6, I don't even know what the steps are, but get home safely, edit the photos naturally, not too crazy or not too unrealistic, export and post on Instagram and share it to your stories so everyone can know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my first photography tutorial video, so I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a comment down below and please subscribe to me. That would mean so much to me. And please turn on the notification bell. That would mean so much to me as well. Alright, Happy New Year, y'all. This is my first official vlog type video for the new year, so I'm super stoked that you got to see it, and I'm super stoked that you're here. Alright, I love you. Happy New Year. I hope you stay you and amazing, and I'll catch you later. Peace!